Hello, everyone. Joe Healy here with Rawlings First Pitch segment with UIC head baseball coach Sean McDermott as we inch ever closer to MVC conference play. I know I'm looking forward to it. I think at this point of the season, I think coaches around the league are looking forward to it, ready to get into conference play and kind of get to the meat and potatoes of the season. Looking forward to visiting with Coach McDermott. And Coach, I appreciate you joining us this morning.
Joe, thanks for having me. Yeah, we're all looking forward to getting into conference play for sure.
So far, I think part of that for you is your team's played a tough schedule. Like you've really gone out and challenged your team early. A lot of road games, obviously. That's nothing new for your program. But you've taken some lumps along the way. What's kind of the message to your team to help them understand that, like, hey, this is part of the deal. We'll grow from this, et cetera, when sometimes the wins just aren't there.
Yeah, I mean, obviously an aggressive schedule early for us, and we rolled over a lot from last year's team, and I thought getting into it, we needed to be challenged early and learn how to play, and obviously we haven't played as well as we would have liked. We've had a lot of moving pieces, both on the mound and kind of trying to stabilize our lineup, which I think we finally have kind of stabilized our infield, which has been a struggle. And I think we've got that locked down. So now it's a matter of, okay, let's start playing together. And now we have to put some pieces together, of course, on the mound as well, which we've been short there too.
Yeah, let's talk about the mound first. I mean, because yesterday, a couple tough days in the mound against Louisville over the weekend, but then yesterday, Sunday, you pitched it pretty well and kept that game close. What did you like about what your team did on the mound on Sunday?
Yeah, I think we threw a lot of strikes. We played our style of defense, which helped the pitchers quite a bit. I mean, some of the numbers, you know, that our pitchers have acquired um, aren't necessarily as bad as it might look because we just haven't been clean in the infield. And some of the things that show up are not getting to a ball or a ball that's called a hit that's probably an error, when you're on the road. And some things like that. But at the same time, we haven't thrown enough strikes. So yesterday we threw more strikes. It was nice to see Brandon Bach get back in the mound for the first time. And he wasn't sharp, but it was the first step in him getting back and having a more significant role. And I thought Tom Egan was really good. And if we can get to the fifth or sixth inning of games, we set up pretty well at the back end. It's just been bridging that gap, and it seems like we have a tendency to go get a lead, and then all of a sudden innings three, four, five, it kind of blows up on us. So we're bridging that gap, and we're trying to figure out a way to get to that fifth, sixth, seventh inning, and get to the back end of the back end of our bullpen.
You mentioned Brandon Bach there. I was going to ask you about him. What is kind of the plan moving forward for him? What are you looking for from him as you look to maybe get him back to what he can be for you guys?
Yeah, I think it's going to be shorter stints here for a while, until we get his workload built up. Um, he's healthy. There's nothing the matter with it. It's just there's no injury that's preventing this. It's just a matter of it's late. It's a late slow recovery from where he was at, and there was some setbacks. So we just gotta be cautious with him and make sure he's healthy, really, for the stretch run in the league.
Colin Hawkins has been really solid for you guys in relief this season. What's he doing well? What's been behind that for him?
Well, ironically, Collins' first couple outings weren't so great,
Hmm.
and I he was challenged, and Collins matured a lot, and he's very comfortable in who he is and what he's about, and he's getting ahead of hitters, and he's going right at guys. He threw four pitches on Sunday, three strikes, and let's go to the dugout, and it's really simple. He's a strike thrower, and that's who he is, and he's extremely confident in who he is. He's not trying to be something he's not, and that's been a huge step in the right direction, and something that I need him to impress upon the rest of our staff.
On the offensive side of things, Luke Nowak off to a strong start. Tell us a little about him and what he's done well.
Yeah, Luke's a gritty player, man. He gives you really good at bats, and he's not afraid to stick his nose in there. And there's some sneaky power there. Really good on the bases, and he's a quiet kind of warrior type guy. Brings a mentality for sure, and he's played elite defense for us both in center and in left field. So he's been a catalyst for sure.
With Jackson Bissett, the numbers haven't been there quite yet. Is he swinging it better than the numbers would suggest there, or are there things you're looking to have him clean up as time goes on?
Yeah, I think he's playing with a little bit extra on his plate right now. And I think he's got to get back to just relaxing, being the Jackson Bissett we know he can be. And we're working on that. I know Jackson, he's gonna be a guy for us down the stretch, and he's our guy behind the plate. And so I think there's some adjustments, but it's more of a relax and get after it and not worry about the results right now. And I think he's pressing because he wants to help our team win.
Yeah. You've got Milwaukee at home in the midweek before another tough series on the road against Purdue, a team that's off to a hot start. What do you want to see from your team in this next week with another tough schedule?
Well, the thing that we drove home this past week was solidifying our infield defense, and we have to play great defense in order to be have success long term, right? We need to throw more strikes. We just need to pound the strike zone, and we'll take what we get at this point. We got to stop trying to pitch to miss bats, and just we need to put balls in play. But it's if you're not playing elite defense, pitchers don't want to have balls put in play. So we did a really good job the last couple days, and we need to continue that. And then our pitchers need to pitch with a little bit more of an edge too. So yeah, Purdue, Milwaukee, both those teams are going to be their battles. Purdue is off to a really good start. They provide a lot of challenges from an offensive standpoint. They do a really good job. So yeah, it's gonna be a battle, and we're gonna have to be ready to withstand some pressure this weekend.
You mentioned at the top that you rolled over a lot of the team from last season. As conference play gets here in a couple weeks, how much do you anticipate the muscle memory that those guys have of the grind that is Valley Conference play, but also having success in Valley play? How much are you at least hoping that muscle memory takes over as we get to that point?
Well, muscle memory is right here between the ears, right? Like that's the memory we need to get. We need to get a mentality. And I think, you know, when you're not winning, that can wear on you, right? And we have to figure out different ways to evaluate our successes right now. And we made some good strides. So we just need to keep looking at what we need to do and not look at our opponents. And we need to get after this thing and start playing the way our brand of baseball. And I think we're getting closer to that. And I said at the beginning of the year that this team is going to need some patience, that we have to figure out some of our moving parts. There's been some injuries. There's been some things that we've had to deal with, which are unfortunate, but nobody feels sorry for you in NCAA baseball. So we've got to figure that out. And I think we're getting closer to doing that.
Looking forward to seeing UIC get a little bit closer to that as time goes on. Trust that they will be in the mix as Valley play comes up here in a couple weeks. Head baseball coach Sean McDermott of the UIC Flames. We appreciate you joining us today, and good luck the rest of the spring.
Joe, thanks. Let's keep this warm weather rolling.
Hey man, from your mouth to God's ears on that one. Certainly wishing for that. Thank you everyone for watching this Missouri Valley Conference Baseball Rawlings First Pitch segment as we head towards Valley play and then eventually head towards the MVC tournament at the end of the season at Duffy Bass Field in Bloomington Normal. Really looking forward to that. Thank you all for joining us. We will talk to you soon.